Welcome back. One of the 3 American heroes who helped take down a terrorist on a Paris-bound train in 2015 is an Afghanistan war veteran who is taking President Biden to task for the chaotic Afghanistan exit.
National Guard veteran and Oregon congressional candidate Alex Skarlatos joins us live. Sir, thanks for being here. What was your reaction to the self-congratulatory tone of that speech?
I mean, absolutely ridiculous. They're trying to sell us on this false narrative between having to stay and leaving the way that we did, and it's just not true whatsoever. We did not have to leave in that manner. We had so many opportunities to change course when we saw that it wasn't working, and we took advantage of none of those.
Alec, first of all, thank you for your service to this country. Second of all, when you heard the president say 90% of Americans who wanted to leave could leave, White House then goes back and corrects to 98% regardless. Did you fight and did you sacrifice everything you did and fight overseas for our country so that any percentage of Americans could be left overseas?
Well, absolutely not. And I think the 13 servicemen and women that gave their lives, they were not there for that mission. They were there to get everybody out. They were there to get our allies out. I mean, even our dogs, our working dogs. I mean, it's such a colossal disaster on every level that it's not even just on Biden's shoulders. I mean, this is on the Joint Chiefs as well, Secretary of Defense. I mean, we need an investigation to figure out how this many people on this many levels of government could all drop the ball simultaneously in this big of a way.
Looking forward now, as somebody who literally stopped a terror attack, there aren't a lot of people who can say that. How much has your worry grown over the last 3 weeks about an attack on our homeland?
Honestly, it really hasn't a whole lot. Only because I think with all the weapons and equipment we gave the Taliban, I think they'll be busy doing things in the Middle East. I mean, they can't exactly fly a Black Hawk across the ocean, but they became one of the most powerful militaries in the region pretty much overnight, which is a whole other question. Why did we leave that to the Taliban? And once we saw that they were going to take over the equipment, why didn't we destroy it? I mean, I'm more concerned about a totally open southern border that allows whoever wants to come into this country to come into this country, whether it be terrorists or criminals or what have you. I mean, we need to do something about our overall security and really our overall foreign policy. I mean, Afghanistan, it just seems like our country's in a free fall right now between the economy, Afghanistan, coronavirus, whatever. I mean, it's hard to believe that President Biden's only been president for 7 months.
He said that the threat of terrorism continues but has changed, and our strategy has to change, too, and we don't need to fight a ground war to do it. Do you agree with that overall sentiment? Because, look, I think a lot of people in hindsight may have at some point said, yes, we need to get out of Afghanistan. Now people are having, trying to figure out how they feel about this whole situation, because majority of Americans, it seems, do not agree with how this whole thing was executed, how this evacuation had taken place. But where do you stand on that? Do you think we should have left Afghanistan? Because we do have troops in other countries throughout the world. Should we have left a footprint there? What do you think is the best option?
Honestly, it's hard to say. Personally, I wanted to get out of Afghanistan. I mean, after serving there, it just seemed like a huge waste of American resources, lives, equipment, time. I mean, I'm glad we got out. But that being said, we didn't have to get out in this way. I mean, sure, you could argue that we should have left a footprint there, but at the end of the day, the moment that we left, the Taliban was going to take over. I think that we should, going forward, run operations how President Trump did against ISIS in Syria. I mean, that should be the methodology going forward. Very few boots on the ground, special operators only, lots of airstrikes, and keep us from getting involved in another 20-year war. I mean, we could have gotten out of Afghanistan in a way that did not embarrass our country. And that's the route we should have taken. And obviously, there's 13 American families that would have probably preferred us take that route.
You've only got about 10 seconds left. What's your message to Joe Biden?
He should resign. Joint Chiefs should resign. I look forward to being part of the class that takes back the House in 22, but I'm just not sure how much farther this country is going to continue to fall before that.
Alex Skarlatos, thank you for your time. And of course, like Jillian mentioned, thank you for your service.
Thank you.